There. Oh, my.
I feel we
No,
can
it's
play.
alright. I've got plenty of intro to do. Hello, everyone. My name is Leo. I'm going to be your game master for this, the final hour we're doing today. Welcome to the very 12th hour of Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. I believe I've got the maths right this time. That is the 12th hour. This performance is not technically a relaxed performance, but we do have a relaxed attitude to movement and sound from the audience for the benefit of people who would struggle to sit still or silent for a whole hour. The lights are going to stay exactly like this. There may be a few sudden noises from our special effects at the back. Very, very special. From Wilhelm. There he is. And we've got some music going on. We've also had some incredibly abrupt guitar stings.
Yes.
Which have been great fun. But just so you're aware, not technically a relaxed performance. If you do need a break at any point, please do stick your head out the door. Please do also come back. So if you do need help with anything, please grab the attention of Naomi over there. We're going to be jumping straight into combat. That's where the story left us, so things can get a bit noodly and we'll be throwing numbers around. If you do need me to slow down, if you'd like anything explained, do shout out from the audience. I don't mind. I do realise that I've been doing this a long time, and there are things that I assume people know that they don't know, which is fair. Here's how it works. We've got 4 people on my left and right who control unique individual characters in a fantasy setting. As the game master, I control the rest of the fantasy settings. So the weather, the forest animals that Ian's been talking to, or the antagonists.
Not in the game, just in life.
Just the antagonists that they come across. And to try and keep things a semblance of fair, we use dice to interact with each other. The main one will be D20s. 20-sided dice, icosahedrons, if you're that nerdy. It goes from, yes, one person so far this run.
You said you wouldn't use that word.
Woo! It goes from 1 to 20. 1 being really, really horrendously bad and usually comes with a funny result. 20 being an absolute success. So, the story so far. Our 4 characters are members of a rebellion who are in the middle of throwing off a cultish empire that has been subjecting them to all sorts of slavery and mining for the last 5 years or so. But the god that cult worshipped has disappeared from this plane of existence, leaving an opening for a power struggle. And they've been very successful so far in uniting the local region. They've thrown off the local governance and established their own little order over the village of Holmwood. They've gone up into the mountain and rescued the dwarves of Snowguard, and now they are in the Oaken Bramble, an incredibly dense, twisted, thicket-like forest on the edge of their village, where they're hoping to gain the trust and allegiance of some forest elves that live there. Elves being the Tolkien-esque, tall, magical type ones, rather than the small other ones.
The Santa ones.
Santa ones, thank you. I was trying to think of something non-offensive to say. I couldn't come up with anything. Thank you, Oz. Where they left off, they were told by the elvish leaders, Wisatris and Kehim, that they can't leave the forest without fulfilling a particular ritual, and so they were asked, these 3 druids and a bard, to help with this particular ritual, and they sent their daughter Ilassi, a headstrong elvish ranger, to show them the way. When they got there, they were warned by some spirits speaking through wolves that the moss would be a problem, and indeed the moss immediately attacked Jamie's character. We'll meet that in a minute, and where we left off is the middle of that combat. So again, if you need anything slowed down, or if you've got any questions, do shout out. But first, before we jump into it, let's meet our players and their characters. So on my right, give us your name, your character's name, their pronouns, and tell us a little bit about them.
Hi, so I'm Jamie. I'll be playing Barksby, the Furbog Druid. Throbog being a half cow, half human giant thing. And I'm a druid, obviously nature magic, very appropriate for the situation. And he is a bit mad from being isolated in the woods for the last 5 years past the calamity, and he is a he and a him.
Hi, my name is Oz, and I'm playing Shelby. He's a relatively old fellow who is, in fact, a turtle, which is a sort of turtle person. He is an illusionist and a fortune teller, and a terrible musician.
Hello, my name is Ian. I am playing a human druid called Hamon Iberico de Balota, or as he's more commonly known as Ham. And he, again, has spent the last 5 years just sort of ducking and diving and just basically trying to get through the day, and that's all he's trying to do is just to make it through to tomorrow. That's all he wants to do.
My name is Mark. I'm playing John Hispawn. He is a green dragonborn, which is half human, half dragon. And he seems to have some memory issues about his past, but he absolutely loves animals. So if you hurt animals, you will have problems.
What if the wolves attack us? Can we at least be like, down boy? We might have problems. Okay,
we'll
I see.
Okay. If it wasn't clear, there is no script. This is.
Every day.
We're having a very day. Okay. Let's jump straight back in then. What just happened is that on learning that the moss would be a problem, Barksby decided to go and talk to the moss. That's what he's been doing, talking to the forest to try and find his way through it. The moss then jumped him, engulfed his head and tried to strangle him, at which point he broke free and combat was initiated. Elassie started firing off arrows. The wolves got involved, these huge dire wolves with black fur and green eyes. And Ham and Barksby turned into bears. So when we get to them, they'll be referring to themselves as bears. That's something you need to know.
As is our right to do.
Yes.
Indeed. We'll keep the same initiative as before, if nobody minds.
Mine was rubbish.
It was rubbish. Which means that we start off with my shambling mounds of oak and moss and twig attacking you guys. So we're going to have a couple of attacks on, I'm going to say one on John and one on Barksby. From shambling mound number one. Shambling Mound number one makes a critical success. Again, I've been rolling lots of critical successes.
That's when you roll a 20 straight off the dice. It's an automatic win, and you usually do more damage.
Statistically improbable amounts of damage that I've been doing. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're considered grappled again. No, you're not, because you're large. I forgot that. Yeah. So the moss just tries to engulf your leg and hold on to it, but it just doesn't have enough time before you're able to just shake it off. John, it comes around with what, if you didn't know better, if this wasn't moss, what you would call a haymaker. But the moss misses you. A moss maker. There we go. The moss misses you entirely. And you managed to dodge it. Yeah, you get your plugs later. That leads us to Elassie. Oh no, sorry, we've got a mound that's attacking you and Elassie. So we've got one on you, which is a 15.
Yes,
it's 15 hitting. Yeah, so that's 7 points of bludgeoning damage, but you're not grappled again because you're a bear. And Elassie's gonna shoot and miss. So just to set the scene, we've got two of these shambling monstrosities of moss and twig. On one of them, we have two dire wolves, an elf ranger, and a brown bear. And on another one, we have the turtle, the brown bear, and the green dragonborn, this lizard-like humanoid figure. And it is... Sorry?
I did just create a conflagration of fire.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, the last thing the bard did was create an illusion of fire. The moss, not being an intelligent creature, couldn't tell it was an illusion and has tried to move away. However, he has also scared the rest of the forests. Yes, you shouldn't have reminded me of that.
What could possibly go wrong?
It is John that we will jump to next, though. John, can you roll an intelligence check for me, please? So, your intelligence. Oh dear.
Nope.
So what you see is the bard has created a fire,
In the forest.
and the fire is moving through the forest.
And I don't seem miffed at all.
The shambling mound moves away out of combat with you. You do technically get an attack of opportunity, and then we'll come to your go. I forgot that last time. So would you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just missed.
You just missed?
I missed totally.
You missed totally. Okay, fair enough. Or totally.
Totally.
Indeed.
Totally.
I didn't want to say it.
Sorry. What would you like to do with your turn?
At this point, as the wolves seem to be having a bit of luck, I'm going to turn into one.
Oh, okay. So a different set of animorphs this time, but would you like to describe it and narrate it for us?
At this point, I would just simply yell, "Joining the pack."
Join in the pack, and you're suddenly sprouting this black fur, and your snout elongates, and you've become a huge wolf. Technically large, but in terms of game mechanics. But there we are. That's your action, so we'll come back to you next time for an attack. That leads us to Shelby.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, Barksby.
I'm going to go after the moss. Wait, do I need to make an intelligence for this?
Yeah, you need to make intelligence with the bears. No, I'm joking.
Absolutely. I know the rules well enough. 12.
12. Yeah, that's fine. It's a bard. The bard has created an illusion. That's what bards do.
My friend made an illusion.
Yeah.
Attack it twice.
So you come in with your bite and your claws.
So that will be an 18 and a 22.
Both solid hits. You catch purchase on the moss, tearing through it.
So for the bite is 9, and for the claw is 10. So 19 total.
19 total.
No, 19.
You'll notice that both shambling mounds now seem to be somewhat diminished. They do look like they're hurting you, driving them back.
Shambling shrubs.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Shambling hillocks. Shambling rises.
Trying to attack them so we can make them like topiary. So it's like essentially just get attacked by like a giant moving, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. Shambling topiary. Anything else, Barksby?
Do much else. I will smell the area.
For why?
For more moss. See if there's any more anywhere else.
Okay, roll. You get advantage with this.
Made up to 20.
So modified 20. These two mounds do smell really foul, and remind me, it's been a long morning. Were you at the Battle of Snowguard earlier?
Yes.
Yeah. They smell that same smell of the Gru blood that you smelled earlier. They do seem to be these eldritch abominations. This corruption on the land has manifested itself in these shambling mounds. But no, you cannot smell any more of them. Okay, let's move on to Shelby.
Okay, I'm gonna shout some inspiration at what? I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. Ham. And I'm gonna swing my guitar forward.
Ham on the barrel reveal.
Yeah.
To inspire Ham to attack this shambling thing of vegetation. Bears can be vegans.
Nice. Bears can be vegans too. Take your D6 inspiration. Yeah, absolutely.
And then what I would like to do is swing the guitar behind me, draw my sword, and then with the fire between me and the shambling mound,
Yeah,
I will leap through this fire, appearing suddenly.
completely dispelling the illusion.
Well, no, I'm hoping for heroic action.
Okay. You
and-
Bruce Willis your way through the fire.
Yes, a giant turtle person.
Come out to the coast. We have a few left. Just some fire in the middle of a forest.
And I'm gonna swing at this moss.
Okay.
Do I get any advantage from the cool action pose?
Yes.
Yes.
How we'll do that in game is that the thing is trying to get away from you. The thing that created fire. So you are bad.
I am bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I leap at it heroically, swinging, completely missing because I only rolled like a 12, and I believe I need a 15 to
You
hit these
do need a
things.
15 to hit these things.
Um,
That was a bit of an anticlimax.
That's fine.
You bring your sword down, and we'll say that actually what happens is you would have hit it,
Yeah.
but you were aiming for a spot that Barksby has just torn off with his maw, and you just missed.
Thank you for making me sound more heroic than
You looked
sway
damn
flailing.
cool. Yeah, you look damn cool. doing
Yes. Heroes in a half shell, if you will.
it.
Total
Okay,
power.
I am giving you no more inches. That takes us to the direwolf.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even going to justify that. Yeah. Not justify. What's the word?
That works.
Dignify. yeah.
Dignify. Thank
I'd like
you.
to know that I was going to say something, but I didn't. So,
Wow.
growing as a
You're
person.
changing me.
Growing as a person. Growing as a
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Becoming a father, that's what I've done. Okay, right. Okay, so again, just gonna keep marking up these bushes. So
You're on the other one though, aren't you?
yeah.
You're the
So
one
I'm
the
on
lassie.
with the lassie. So 16 plus 21.
21 hits.
Yes, thank you. And that's a 9. And then my claw attacks. That's a 19.
You're on there.
And
19
that's
total.
one- Yeah,
Oh,
no,
nine.
well, no, it was
Nine.
19. It was 19 to roll. So
So yeah.
yeah, so and 5, 6, so 10.
19.
So skating over all of the maths, what you do is you jump in there and just start tearing apart. Sneaking looks at my DM sheet there, and I see you both. Yeah, and you're just coming away with clumps of moss, but you seem to be really damaging this thing. It's not tasty, but as the turtle said, bears can be vegans too. Okay, that brings us back up to the shambling mounds. No one is currently grappled, are they?
No.
No, I didn't think so. So one of them is running away from the fire. You both get attacks of opportunity, as do you, John, as the direwolf.
I don't hit.
You don't hit.
Nah.
No,
Just missed.
just missed. It's a
It's
shame.
a fast bush.
It is a fast bush. Stop it.
I didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything.
Said the actress to the bishop. Way! Sorry, I'm sorry.
Contain yourself.
I couldn't.
The other one. 10, 15, yeah. So the other one hits a direwolf and is starting to try and drag it in.
Direwolves are large
I know
creatures.
they are, but this direwolf has taken several hits and it is looking pretty rough. It only has 37 hit points. It's taken 3 hits already.
So these direwolves, they're possessed by spirits, right?
You may glean whatever, you may infer whatever you will from it, Mr. Mills.
What? You said it in the intro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I may have slipped. Who knows? Elassie, the ranger, she lets off an arrow and does more damage. And that brings us back around to John. As a direwolf now.
I'm going to be attacking the one that's running away, or trying to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that should hit 16.
16.
Oh, you get advantage as well.
Why?
Because of pack tactics.
Yeah.
Oh.
So because he is now thinking like a wolf, he's got allies around him, which allows him to strike with a keener sense. Do you want to roll the advantage just in case it turns out to be a crit hit?
No.
No. Okay. So what was the damage?
14 damage.
14. Okay, you're routing these things. Like they're not doing well. Let's see how much damage you do this round. That takes us to Barksby.
I'm going to do something risky.
It's always good. Yep.
Okay. I love that the assenting nod from the audience. Yeah, let's do something risky.
But I do now know that they're Eldritch and probably won't be up for talking.
No.
No. We can just go smack them then.
Was the risky thing talking to you?
Yeah, I was wanting moss pets.
Wait, can you just take like a what do they do when you take like a branch and then grow it later?
Or
Just
graft
take
it.
Yeah, just graft a
can
moss.
graft it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, we are
Yes,
cleaving
let's
them into
graft the
various
evil
bits.
plant,
Yeah.
because that won't come out bad.
But if I raise it, then it won't be evil.
Yeah.
We're getting to the nature versus
think-
nurture debate here about the nature of evil plants.
Yeah, it's not the first one we've had. Yeah.
I mean, they tamed dragons earlier, so
They didn't tame. They had an accord.
Yeah.
16.
Sorry? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You can farm the shambling
Make it
mounds.
delicious.
I'm a cow.
But, you know, chew the cud.
23 and 16.
Yeah, both hits.
So that's 5 for the bites. And oh, sorry, I've been rolling the wrong dice for the bite. Ooh. Ah. I rolled the right
Gesturing
dice.
to Twitch, not you.
9 for the bite, sorry.
9?
And 9 for the claw. So 18 total. Unlike my bear friend, I am actually eating this thing.
Okay. You're actually like digesting it,
Yeah, I'm a cow.
bringing it in. Well, no, you're a bear currently.
Yeah, but I will be a cow.
I don't even know if that's how it works.
You slowly turn into one.
Shelby, what are you up to? Or Bruce Willis?
Yeah. There's no pun I can make, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is just barrel into this thing. I've got no... Most of my stuff is illusions, and this is a plant. There's limited things I can do here. So I'm just going to barrel into it, sword swinging,
Okay.
seeing the amount of damage I can do.
I mean, to be fair, you've already done quite a lot with your illusions.
This is true, and I'm guessing that the forest is still retreating while I
Yeah.
happily...
The forest is not happy with you.
While I just... as a player, ignore it. As a turtle, don't pay any attention whatsoever. 22 to hit this thing.
Yep.
Both hands swinging in with the sword, and I do 9 damage.
Okay, this thing is almost gone. It's like if you wanted to graft it, now's your chance because it's leaving this realm.
Leave.
Leave it.
Oh. Okay.
It's creeping up this morning.
Okay. Creeping up this way. Nice.
Has it soiled itself?
Okay, we can stop now.
Hey!
Quite likened from the audience. Lovely.
This is going to be a hard day.
The wolves are still. Wolves are still going on. Ham, it's your turn. Will that make you be quiet?
No, if anything, it'll make me talk more because it's my turn. Again, continue to merc up the bush. That's a. I'm going to roll my bardic inspiration to hit. So 4 to 12, so 17.
17 hits.
Yep. Okay. So
You remember what the turtle said to you earlier,
Yep.
and you're like, yes,
I am a
bears can
vegan
be
too.
vegans.
And that's the 11
11.
damage, and then for my claws, the claws will not hit because that's a 11.
That's 11. Okay. Both of these things are now full-on retreating. All of you get one more attack at them before they disappear into the forest for good.
I have got a.
19 will hit. Roll your
What
damage.
am I attacking with? Is it my claws?
Your
or my-
claws.
Okay, good. Okay, so fair enough.
John?
Do I get advantage on that?
No.
Then it's
Oh, yes, you do, because you're a wolf. Sorry, yes.
11.
So that's a hit.
20 something.
No.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I harmlessly grab it in my mouth? Because I want to graft it.
I'm going to say we'll make a grapple check against it, yeah?
Yeah, sure. What's that? Athletics?
Yeah.
Of the bear? 15.
15. I did just roll a 19. So it manages to slip out of your mouth just about. It's trying to run away after all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh well.
That would have been interesting. But hey. Okay, so yeah, all in all, you eviscerate what is left of these shambling mounds of moss, and the entire. So just to catch you audience members who've joined us up, the clearing that we're fighting in did not exist as the players came to it, and in fact the trees seemed to move to the sides and part themselves to allow for the space to interact with the tree where the ritual was going to take place. Now that the eldritch moss is out of the way, off the floor, it seems a lot less intimidating in here, a lot less claustrophobic. Still a little bit on edge, though. There's a mystical air to the forest.
I'm gonna be like, yes, they're all going now. Oh, wait. And the fire goes out.
The fire goes out, okay. And the trees relax. You can hear from all of them around, including the big one in the middle. And we'll call that combat over. If we could go back to our mystical forest music. Oh, fantastic. I can't even hear it. Oh, we are. Yeah.
Pretty.
So Elassie had dropped the package that her father had given her to complete this ritual on the floor. And she's panting and sort of gathering herself. If any of you would like to snatch it before she does, then you do have an opportunity. Thought you might. So Barksby, you take the package in your hands. It feels like what you would get from, like, it's a little bit upsetting to a Firbolg perhaps, but it feels like what you would get from a butcher's.
Yes.
Sorry. Nobody has said that they're dropping their form. I presume
I'm still a bear.
you're still a bear because you like being a
I
bear.
like being a bear.
Still a wolf. Okay.
I will swipe it as a bear and then change back.
Okay.
So I've got my hands.
Elassie, what do we do now? Do we, what's in the box?
Where's the package?
Can I insect that?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
That's good. Oh, 22.
22. Okay. You get the feeling that she has been brash with you so far and really short because she's feeling a lot of pressure. Her people have sort of seen her as, or put on her shoulders the last hope. Like she's the last of their rangers that is fully trained at the moment, and it's her father who's sending her off into the woods. And into the short answer is she's just a little stressed right now.
We'll wander over. Here you are. Picked it up. Now, don't worry. Everything will be fine. No pressure.
Do we have to do some weird elven ritual, like smearing ourselves with blood?
Actually, would you like a hand?
We don't.
Or do we have to,
We
do we have to do a
don't
dance?
smear ourselves with blood.
Well, I don't know. I've heard all sorts of things about you people.
I think that's more of an orc thing.
I'm sure you have heard all sorts of things. She takes the package from you and unwraps it. And what felt like a slab of meat within the brown paper is actually a series of off-cuttings that is held in a magical sort of field that is malleable to the touch. And she hovers this over to the base of the tree and lays it there. And then she sort of looks around, expecting something to happen.
Do we have to say something? I mean, dear tree.
Shit.
I'm gonna let this happen.
We've been here fighting against this moss stuff for a while, and oh yes, I can do a thing. Here you go, tree. Grow. There we go. That should do it. Yes.
Bugsby, you sense a from the tree.
He likes it.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Excellent.
It's more of a disdainful laugh. But
Can I-
yeah, it's more of a
Can I try and call that to the forest spirits I saw earlier?
go for it. What would you like to say?
What were they called again? I forget.
Chewingas.
I call out in Druidic. Chewingas. We've given you the offering. Sadly, I am not of your people. And to be fair, I'm not really altogether in the head at the moment. I'm trying to fix that. Anyway, we come bearing your gift. We seek peace for the elves. We seek a union between you and them, and for you to be appeased, as nature should be in balance.
Roll a persuasion check.
With advantage? Are they trees? Are they animals?
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
They're fey.
Fair enough. 12.
12. Okay. Would anyone else like to add anything to this, or are you just going to sit there as a bear?
I'm gonna go and go up to the tree, and I'm gonna sort of rub my back on it, but not like in an aggressive way, like
In a bare necessities
yeah,
type of
kind
way.
of thing. Yeah, exactly. And just
You can roll a persuasion check as well.
Okay, fair enough.
You get.
I was going to say, do you know
I
musical
didn't-
styling?
I just called it a success. But
That
anyway.
is
Okay.
a critical failure.
A critical failure. The bark that you were rubbing yourself on becomes spiky
Oh, okay.
momentarily, and, you're and you just get spiked off of it.
It's good. Thanks. Great. It's okay.
John,
I'm going to assume the wolves have wandered off as well.
the wolves have not wandered off. The wolves are still there, and they're growling, sort of not in an angry way, but more of a sorry, Chloe, in more of a nervous, sort of expectant way. Their tails very far between their legs.
I'd probably end up just padding between them and the rest of the group.
Okay. Slowly, from the ground, these white faces appear. Now,
I kneel down in reverence.
I'll describe them again. They look a little bit like desiccated pine cones, but instead of where these slots of the pine cones are, it creates the features of a face, and they click as they move and skitter across the ground and absorb this energy that was holding these off-cuttings together. And as they absorb this energy, the off-cuttings become the energy, disintegrating into a red stream that is absorbed by the end of this spectacle. There are maybe 24 of these pine cone-like creatures on the floor, absorbing all of this meat into them.
This is really weird. Okay.
And then they just dissolve into the earth. Elassie stands there completely shocked. Can I get insight checks from everyone?
Oh,
15.
15,
11.
11, 6,
8.
8. I'll let you two roll with advantage because you're still in your wild shapes.
18 now then,
18.
10.
Okay, well, John, you're too worried about your brethren wolves to notice this, but Ham, a ripple goes through the air of the forest, and it's almost like the air clears. It's almost like it's almost. That's all right. It's almost like the smell changes, and you don't notice smells really after you've become accustomed to them. But this fresher, cleaner, more wholesome air moves through the forest, and the entire trees seem to relax. And you'll notice, all of you notice this, that actually the path that led you here, that closed up behind you, is just a regular path now. The trees that were there are no longer there. trees that stood in the way have disappeared. There are still plenty of trees. You're still in a forest, but it now feels like a forest and not an oppressive bramble.
I'm guessing that's a good thing. It smells nice now.
I'll go check. My hand on the tree. Is that it? Did we do it?
And the tree gives you a sort of assenting ripple through its wood.
Seems pretty happy.
Elassie, I thought you would know what happened, but you seem quite shocked.
You turn to Elassie, and she just has tears streaming down her face. She's not sobbing. It's just pure awe.
There. Is everything okay?
Thank you. You're, yeah, so kind. I think we did it. I think we can return to my father.
I'm going to quickly just like nip up, and I'm going to sort of jam my head down and scoop her up and see if I can stick her on my back.
Roll a persuasion check.
11?
She's cool with it. I just rolled as well. She's like, she begins laughing, and it's like a weight has come off her shoulders, and she giggles and mounts onto your back and allows, if you're letting her, you ride her back to the clearing with her family.
Elassie, are you, your parents, they're in charge, right?
Yes, they've been in charge for centuries.
Is that, so when, if you'll excuse a turn of phrase, when their time comes, does that mean that you become the new ruler?
No.
Oh, it's a very democratically elected elf society, yes.
Whomever is the appropriate choice at the time will lead us.
Oh, Elassie. The tree says he's very proud of you. It says it's very proud of you.
Oh,
It likes you.
thank you. Right, we should get back to my father and mother, I think. I'm sorry if I was brash with you before.
You are worried. You young people, you're all the same. You're worried about the environment and all this kind of thing. It's perfectly understandable.
Look, Tortle, I know you're old as well, but I am over 200.
Well,
I remember the times when the forest was like this always. The
I'm
last
also
5
over
years.
What? Am I surrounded by...
It's fine. I'm sure I'll become like you in my 800th year.
What? Wise and hilarious? Like me. You'll be wise and hilarious.
Wise, yes, and hilarious.
Yes.
Maybe.
And beautiful and talented.
Okay, don't push it. As you travel back to the clearing, when you get there, all the elves are just streaming in tears. The druids, or they have been anyway. Like it's obvious that they're holding each other, they're hugging each other. It's obvious that a great weight has lifted off this entire community. And Kehim and Wisatris are there waiting at the mouth of the path for their daughter to return with the heroes. Kehim grabs his daughter in a hug off of your back, like just pulls her up, and she laughs and he laughs. But Wisatris catches all your eyes. Hang on, John, did you go back with them?
I would say yes.
Yes. So you say goodbye to your
The pack.
wolven brethren. Okay. Just double checking. It could have gone either way there. I wasn't sure for a second. Wisatris catches all of your eyes and goes, well, it seems we owe you a debt now.
Yes. Oh, the rebellion thing, of course. That's why we're here.
You forgot?
I mean, I hate to say it around you folks, but I'm old. I forget things.
Pop out of being a bear again.
Okay.
Just go from hands like.
Assume the form of a human.
Form of human.
I'm a human. and say, Cedric, we've done what we came to do. We've done what you want us to do. We hope that in time that you can do for us also. If you pardon the pun, with the time. And eventually, with time, the team concepts.
Kehim will stay here. My daughter and I will travel with you to your village and aid in your attack on Goldcrest. What we have done to this forest needs to be done to the entire country, to the entire world in time. That's another story. Shall we to your village, or would you question me further at this juncture?
Lassie.
Yeah.
You.
She pulls herself out of her hug with her father and turns to you.
What is it that is your ambition? What is it that you're looking to do? With now that you've proven yourself to all these people.
Tortle, my ambition was to free the forest. I've done that. I will take the fight to the enemy wherever I find them. What created this evil in my home must be driven from this land.
Yes.
And whether I'm with you or on my own, that's what I aim to do now.
I reach out like a clawed hand. It's good to have you on board. Yes. I've not shaken hands like it's not an elf handshake.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a druid thing.
Oh, I've learned things. Oh, this is cultural
You can
sharing.
teach an old shell new tricks, sir.
I'm not sure if I should find that insulting, but I won't, because you're a lovely, lovely old person.
No, I am
Why are
young.
you being rude to old folk
I am
now?
young.
After
What? I'm an old folk. Old
Respect
people,
your elders.
old people these days.
Yes. So, unless there's anything else for you to do, we can travel back to Holmwoods.
I might just quickly, Kevin, before we leave,
Kehim.
yes. Do you have anything we can take with us that might be useful in but I know you're giving us your daughter and your wife. But if there's anything else that might be useful to us.
I have given you nothing. If my daughter and my wife go with you, they go of their own accord.
And
I know, I didn't
don't
mean it
think
in
we
like a
should
kind of, like you own them like chattel. I didn't mean it like that. It was more kind of, they're coming with us in a sense of appropriate.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, just do you have any, if there's anything that your people could give us in order to aid us in our quest?
Give us a few days to find ourselves
Okay.
and right some of the wrongs that still sit in this forest, and then we will send a unit of rangers to you. We will aid in your attack, absolutely.
Cool.
And you may find that many of the people that join you from here on are from my village and my community, I should say. Depending on how popular Elf Rogue is. And you just got it as the pennies just dropped.
Oh dear.
I'm probably just going to change back from a wolf at this point.
Okay.
Just ask as well, could one of your druids tend the pack?
Of course. The wolves look after themselves, but they may need a little help getting back to the natural balance of things. We will aid them,
Thank you.
as they aid us.
Elassa,
Elas.
with whatever you want to do going forward, would you like a bit of advice? Your mother was quite positive about my ability to tell people's fortunes. Would you like some, now that you've helped your people in such a way?
Sure, I'm curious. Go for it.
My people do a form of fortune telling where we look into the past and the present and the future of the person. From everything you've told us about your past, your past is the Empress. Now, your mother, being such a powerful figure in your past, she obviously guided you. She was the one who helped you, I am assuming, as well as your father, and both of them leading your people. your past was seeing their, perhaps this is the wrong word, but their nobility, their guidance.
She looks over at Wasatris, who has stood there with a wry smile, the same one she had when you did some readings before, and she was like,
Now, today, you could be said to have been the wanderer, to have traveled deep into these thickets. You traveled with us also being wanderers, and perhaps you have learned something today.
My
Perhaps
purpose.
there's power to this. Yes. Perhaps your purpose is to help your people further, or to help us and learn everything from that. And your future, my dear.
you've got her now. She's like leaning in.
Your future of the vision. Now, tell me, my dear, have you, being a ranger, have you ever inquisited into any sort of magics? Any difficulties? Any learning that you can take?
A little. I know a lot about the forest, and I guess the forest is magical, so...
Well, I would recommend two things. First of all, keep with your learning. Keep with the learning further magics, how they can help you, and also being a ranger, being the eyes of your people. As you come and help us, be that vision for your people. And when more of your people join this rebellion, be their vision.
All right, Tortle, you're good at that. And she walks away. Wisatris comes over to you and goes, you know, I'm starting to think your gift may actually be a gift. I'm impressed.
That doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
I hope I've given your daughter quite the gift. As in, I hope she...
Yes, I know, I'm playing with you.
I can talk to squirrels.
I can talk to trees. Actually, speaking of which,
Yeah, we're talking to another tree?
at the point when we leave the forest or whatever, I would like to come in contact with the first tree that we came up to.
Sure, we'll jump to that unless anyone's got anything else they particularly need to
Unless I
do.
can find that same scroll that I spoke to in the dream as well.
Roll a really hard investigation check.
16.
No,
Oh.
sorry. You just wish him well on the wind. Yeah, so the tree stands there, the one you spoke to
network.
before.
I put my hand on it and I go, well, our business here is done. Thank you for letting us into the forest. It's good now, isn't it?
And you just get a sway of contentment as the wind brushes its boughs.
I would ask of you a favor. Could you, perchance, give me one of your offspring seeds so that I might plant it within our home and take some of this forest with us?
Falls down into your hand, and you catch the seed.
I put it into a side pouch of dirt I have with me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. One day I hope it will grow strong like you and its mother, father, creator. Thing. I will be back to visit.
Progenital.
It's tuba.
Parent. Parent, that's the biological term,
It's-
isn't it? Yeah.
One day it will grow strong like its parent. And I will see you again if I come back to these woods. Respect. And I pour some water over the trees.
Yeah, you get a reply of contentment from the water. You come out and you can see the sky again, like a sad reminder coming in on your hearts that all is still not well with the world. The red tinge that has scorched your sky for the last 5 years still remains. The clouds roll deep and ominous, and more work is to be done. When you reach Holmwood, lots of work has been done. The village, which was racked by the fighting that you started only a couple of days ago, has been partially rebuilt. The town hall is being patched up, and in the stockades is the overseer of the mine that somehow you guys managed to capture alive in the fighting. Yeah. So you're back in your village. Is there anything you'd like to do before we finish?
Plant a tree.
Of course. Where in particular? You've got the town square, you've got towards the mines, you've got towards the forest, or...
I would quite like... Is there an open patch of like grass or glades?
Not within the walls, but very nearby, yes.
Yeah, just so that it would be the beginning and propagation of a new forest.
Oh, cool. Okay. Roll a nature check. With advantage, you're a druid.
It's still not very good. 9.
It's been a long time since you planted stuff, but you know, you remember the basics, and you hope that this will sprout.
I speak to it and say, well, you're the beginning of something new, child. Hopefully you'll grow up before I die. But if so, I will join one. I will join this earth and nurture you. And pour some water on it.
Out of his eyesight, I'm just going to make a flower bloom exactly where that seed is.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Not a very good one. 9.
Just 9, but you're completely distracted. Though.
Yeah.
So what happens is a small sprout of a flower grows up from where you planted the seed and blooms right before your eyes.
A single tear.
And with this hope for a new future as the rebellion grows stronger, this is where we're going to have to leave this hour of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a great audience as well. If you do want to pop back, like I say, it's a 100-hour epic. This was hour 12, so we've got plenty more from 10:30, last doors 1:30 every day. You can come and play with us as well if that would interest you. That's what Mark and Jamie have been doing here. Yeah, do come back. But if you can't come back, we have been live tweeting the entire adventure on Twitter at Adventurers250. That's why you could hear the tapping away in the background. And we're also live on Twitch right now, out on twitch.tv. Hello, live stream, / Adventurers Wanted. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. We do this all the time down in London. Every month we're trying to bring D&D to a larger audience and trying to sell it more as a storytelling thing that can help with so many more problems than just Demogorgons. But Stranger Things, we still love you. I'm just going to hand over to our wonderful players for a second to plug very quickly anything that they would like to plug here at the Fringe. Mark? No?
I am the host of a comedy panel game show called Imaginary Porno Charades, which is a show where guests from all over the festival perform charades of titles to made-up porn films. It's a lot of fun. We're on every night at 10 o'clock at Sweet Grass Market, which is the sister venue to this venue, down in the Apex Grass Market Hotel. We'll see you there.
Oz.
Hey, I'm Oz, and I'm on a journey to help people level up their skills at being a game master, which is what this fellow here was doing today. I'll soon be creating YouTube videos to help with that, but I've already been running short lectures on Twitch already, and I'm soon going to be running live role-playing games on Twitch to sort of show off the skills that you can get yourself. You can find that at twitch.tv/osmills or youtube.com/osmills, or if you want to ask me questions, there's twitter.com/osmills. My focus has been community building, diversity, and on personal improvement, and I'm looking to do that in the future.
He also has some excellent branded business cards.
I do have business cards if people want to come and take them away and look the stuff up online later.
Jamie?
So not myself, but some of my friends are performing Dolls of New Albion on the Fringe. It's success, coming back for a second run after its success last year. It will be in the Sweet venue in Grassmarket, same as Ham.
Ian.
Ian.
Ian, sorry, I didn't actually catch your real name. And it is a steampunk opera. It deals with life and death and the rebirth and the obsession with love in an unhealthy manner.
Cool. So, all that remains for me for this day of Adventurers Wanted to say thank you very much, and please a round of applause for our players.
Yay, round of applause.
And you can